right, guys, this is Richie of Growfold coming to you with another plant tour video. This is one from a local nursery out in Dallas, Texas called Plant Keeper Incorporated. This is an amazing plant nursery and I am going to show you what it looks like. So as you walk in, you will be greeted by several beautiful plants right here. This place used to be called Scape Supply, but now it's Plant Keeper. I've been going to this place for the last 4 years, and as you can see, this is an amazing looking Monstera Thai Constellation. A very mature specimen. I think it's retailing for $1,500. So if you want a good Monstera Thai Constellation, you need to head out to Plant Keeper. But what I like about Plant Keeper is it's not one of those plant nurseries that are overly aggressive with their advertising. There is like they have their very loyal customers, and you can see right over here, this is a beautiful Philodendron silver sword. I love going here just because I like looking at the plants, and the keeper of this nursery, Garen, is so knowledgeable about plants. I love talking to him every time I visit this nursery, and I'm actually super thankful that he allowed me to film this plant nursery, because I feel like not a lot of people in the DFW market know about Plant Keeper. And you can see right off the bat, there is a massive Aglaonema Bernardine. I love Aglaonemas, and if you ever want like big specimen size Aglaonema, you need to go to Plant Nursery, this Plant Nursery, Plant Keeper. But as you can see, that is a beautiful Aglaonema. Right next to it is a Sansevieria sayuri. Look at how big it is compared to my hand. And then we're just going to pan over here and look at the other plants. There's just so many over here that I'm like inundated with so much plant goodness. I hope you guys are already enjoying what you're seeing. There's plenty to look at. But as you can see, there's another Monstera Thai Constellation. And then we're going to walk over here and look at a Ficus triangularis. Now, when have you guys seen a Ficus triangularis this large, this tall, this lush? Oftentimes you'll just see it in like a 6-inch pot, maybe a 4-inch, but not this big. So if you ever want mature specimens, you definitely need to go to Plant Keeper, although you need to be a plant keeper. I would tell you this one right here, this beautiful Ficus augeri. I would tell you that this nursery, when I asked like how they maintain their plants, Garen was saying that they have a lot of ways to control pests, and it's really a natural way of doing so, that they end up like having geckos and like beneficial mites. They don't really use the systematic granules. I think they do occasional sprays, but you could see that this is a full-on jungle. I love the little fountain they have here. And then look at this plant right here, this umbrella grass. That's so gorgeous with the big Texas flag in the background. There is some more Ficus tanikis right there, a Palea plant. There's just a lot of plants that are grouped together to where it does look like a jungle oasis. There's some beautiful bromeliads. There is a beautiful philodendron. Forgive me if I don't know all of the plant IDs. So if you know what they are, please leave them in the comments. But as you can see, just walking right off the bat, you are walking into a jungle oasis. I just love seeing what plants could look like potentially when they are out in the jungle. Most of the times when you go to like plant nurseries, they are merchandised in pots. These ones are merchandised to look like you're actually walking into a forest or some kind of jungle. I mean, look at how tall these plants are. Like that one is a Ficus umbellata, very, very tall. And then we're just gonna walk over here and look at the other plants. I love that it really does look like a jungle. I'm gonna repeat myself again. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Plant Keeper, but if you do, you will definitely see the massive plants, and it really just feels like a very tranquil environment. I like talking to Garen because every time I talk to him, I learn something new about plants. He tends this jungle that we're looking at right here, and he knows every single plant ID. I just wish that I had gotten a whole list from him, but I tend to not try to bother him. I was already being very invasive by just saying, hey, can I film around here and walk around your plant nursery? But you could see how every plant is like grouped together. I absolutely love it. And the fact that like if you see a mature Monstera Thai Constellation in the jungle, look at how it would look like. That's just amazing. Those huge leaves, they must be like 6 feet in length and at least 4 feet in width. But yeah, so the way I discovered this is I just randomly Googled plant nurseries, and at one point it, you know, brought me to the place when it used to be called Plantscape Supply. And when I walked in, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a full-on jungle. And even after 3.5, 4 years later, when I come visit today, it is still a full-on jungle and the plants are super healthy. Like I never really see any like plants that are not healthy. And when you think about like Ficus lyrata, you know, the fiddle fig tree, you could see that these are full-on trees. You'll go to a big box store, but you will never ever see a huge tree like that. And they have very good prices. I know, I will say, Garen, who watches this plant nursery, won't just sell an established plant unless he can really tell that you will take care of the plants. I mean, look at this right here. We have some huge philodendron, like this philodendron green imperial, absolutely stunning. And we have another philodendron, Macaulay's finale. Look at those bright red leaves for the new growth. And then we have a philodendron hope right there, in alocasia, regal shields in the background. And then we have a bird of paradise. But oh yeah, and then look at this. This is a gorgeous Aglaonema ruby. I might actually pick up this plant at some point today. I was talking to Garen about how like Aglaonemas are just not a thing. Not a lot of people know about it, so they don't really like collect it or buy it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. And you can see right over here on the stake, there's another philodendron silver sword. If you see in the background, there's actually a Syngonium Thai pink splash, which I gave to Garen, and he grew up on this like moss pole about 3 years ago, and it's still here. So I like to gift him plants that I can't keep, and there are some of the plants in this nursery and this plant tour that you'll see that are from me. But you can see, look at this beautiful philodendron, and then this philodendron fuzzy petal. That's pretty cool too. And then we have some bonsai right over here. I just have to take a moment and just like take everything in and look at all of the plants. I just love how the plants are grouped together. On the bottom right over here is a Monstera Adansonii growing up a flexible moss pole. That's really cool. Some of these plants are definitely Garen's, but you could see some of these specimen plants. Like look at this one right over here, this Epipremnum pinnatum Baltic blue. Love the fenestrations right here. There is a squamiferum. And then you can see right over here, there are some Epipremnum aureum lemon meringue. I was mispronouncing it as lemon merengue, but it's actually lemon meringue, so sorry about that. And then we have a highly variegated philodendron Birkin. That's so beautiful. And then I was asking him if they actually revert, and he says not so much, or it hasn't for him. So we'll keep looking right over here, and you can see that it's still it was the holiday season, so you'll see some random poinsettias. But I like the fact that this plant nursery is basically just a big stadium full of plants. You can see there's some more Monstera Adansonii. As you walk around, there's just lots of plants clustered together, different types like bromeliads. You can see that this is a sun-stressed Syngonium albo. It's not dying, it's just sun-stressed, so you can see that it's a little bit yellow, but it's not bad. So you can see there's a philodendron green goddess, another Ficus taniki, a Rhaphidophora discurvia. We have a Norfolk pine right over here. And there's just more and more plants. And you can see as I pan out up there, there's an absolutely tall, massive Ficus umbellata. There's another Ficus umbellata right over here. So they look like tree forms right there. You don't really see this often. I would pick up a Ficus umbellata if one, they weren't spider mite magnets. I am just very paranoid about spider mites. And then two, they just require so much sunlight. Any ficus actually needs sunlight. And then you can see that there are some 3.5 inch, 4 inch potted up plants, different varieties of tropicals. You can see that this is another beautiful Aglaonema. That's actually a ruby. It's actually a golden papaya, I think. And then we have some more Adansonii, some Sansevieria. This is really gorgeous. Idricina marginata colorama. I've only seen small juvenile versions in big box stores, but that's awesome. We have some Pilea plants. This is a beautiful Philodendron Thai Imperial Gold. I might actually pick up one of these someday. I love the neon colors. I've been talking about like neon pothos, but I also like these type of neon Philodendron. So you can kind of see Garen walking in the background. Aglaonema Silver Bay. We have some Pilea plants. Those are super cute, actually. And then we have some Monstera Adansonii. I'm not sure about the plant IDs of a lot of these other plants in here. All I know is they look stunning together. But yes, if you walk in here, you know, make sure that you're not just being annoying and asking some silly questions. Just come over to this plant nursery, enjoy the greenery, and be willing to learn about these plants. I mean, look at this. This is a full-on jungle, and I'm just literally walking around, chatting about what I'm seeing. Hopefully you guys like this kind of content where I just kind of showcase different plants. Like you can see there's some golden pothos, another type of philodendron. It might be a myoid, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is a fairly established one. We have some more bromeliads. And then we have some more Silver Bay Aglaonema in that bottom corner. But yeah, Plant Keeper is definitely for those that keep plants. You will find some very good prices for fairly established plants. Now, I know that this business typically serves like corporate offices, hospitals, things, you know, places that need big established plants that are fairly easy to keep. So you'll see a lot of established like Aglaonema, you know, some big Ficus lyrata, and then like just all sorts of stuff like that. That's a Aglaonema Sapphire Susan right there with the beautiful pink stems. There's a Dracaena Curly right there. Another Aglaonema. I think I might just pick up all of these Aglaonemas, to be honest. And then you can see right over here, that's another Aglaonema that didn't get as much light. I think it's like an Aglaonema Osaka. And then that's another beautiful Aglaonema Silver Bay. That's absolutely stunning. I believe it's in a 10-gallon pot. And then we have an Aglaonema Maria right over here, an Aglaonema Red Siam. We have some fairly large ZZ plants. Like, look at this. That's awesome right over there. And then I don't know this plant that we're looking at directly, but look at how huge that is right over there. And you can see that these plants are well over 15 to 20 feet tall. So like I said, again, if you have the space for it and you want a big Ficus lyrata or some kind of palm, you need to go to Plant Keeper. What I also like about Plant Keeper is there's not a ton of people that visit. So like even today, I came by and I've started to film, and there was one person that came by, and obviously Garen knew them. So I really like that most of the people that visit, you know, this plant nursery are typically loyal customers that have been visiting this place for years. Not to say that they don't welcome new customers. I think any business establishment will, but I just like the fact that there's a great camaraderie when it comes to this type of plant community that visits this jungle of a nursery. Because every time, like right now, I am just so inspired to be a better plant keeper. Because look at this, Aglaonema Lady Madonna, huge developed Aglaonema. I mean, I'm pretty sure it took years to grow these Aglaonema. So when you think about like when I shop at big box stores and you see these plants grow, and some of them just end up in clearance and end up getting tossed, I highly doubt that this plant nursery ever tosses out any dead plants. The care that they take care of these plants are surreal. I mean, they're just giving it that jungle vibe, and the fact that, you know, for pests, they have natural predators that take care of pests. And look at all of that bright indirect light that this nursery gets. I mean, this is one huge greenhouse, so the humidity, the warmth, the lighting conditions are amazing. And you can see right at the bottom, there's a bunch of Sansevieria. And I like that these plants are grouped and placed together based on like lighting conditions and what plants can tolerate. So you'll notice that a lot of the Sansevieria, for instance, are under like big trees, like Ficus lyrata trees. You can see that's another Calathea lancifolia, or the rattlesnake Calathea. Really gorgeous Calathea. I am tempted to get one. I just recently saw one for like $29 at Lowe's, and you can see another Philodendron silver sword stake. I want one of those eventually, just because I like staked up plants. I think when they grow up a pole, I like to see their leaves mature and get larger. So we'll see what that looks like. But I don't know. I'm just going to keep walking around here so you can enjoy the jungle that I am walking into, or just walking through. And you can see right over here some more snake plants. And then this is a really cool Aglaonema that I am going to pick up today. This is an Aglaonema hybrid, or that's what Garen was telling me. Look at the yellow stripe across, and then just the very pronounced coloring of it. We have another one right over here. We have some more Dracaena, and you can see like that Aglaonema Bernardine right next to the silvery Aglaonema hybrid. That's so cool. And you can see that they are tolerating less light because they're under a bunch of like big Ficus lyrata trees. But look at the speckling of this Bernardine. If I had the space for the Bernardine, I would totally buy it. It's just my home doesn't really have like tall ceilings and like a big space. So like I don't want to like take away the openness of my space already. But yeah, like that hybrid is phenomenal right there. And then you can see that there are just a lot of other tall plants everywhere you turn. There's just a big established plant, and that's just very endearing about this like plant location. Like look at that Ficus lyrata. It's probably like 30 feet tall, and it's just growing up. It's not like branching out. There's a cool ZZ Raven. I don't know. I cannot catch every single plant that I walk through. There's just so many. And then there is another large Aglaonema Lady Madonna. So for the Aglaonema lovers like me, if you want to see some huge Aglaonema, go to Plant Keeper. Go meet Garen. He'll tell you all about it. I've bought plants from this place several years ago. And then look at this Aglaonema Golden Papaya. It's huge. So, you know, to go back to it, I bought several plants several years ago from here, and some of them are still thriving. And the ones I couldn't take care of, I ended up just giving back to Garen, and he has them growing in the secret plant nursery in the back that most customers are not allowed to go to. So I will be featuring that in a part 2 of this plant nursery tour. So stay tuned for that. But look at this Monstera Thai Constellation. You won't really be able to see like mature Monstera Thai constellations like this unless you go to like Plant Keeper. Even places like Callaways and Ruballs don't carry big mature plants like this. I will tell you, this is the premier plant nursery in downtown Dallas that you will see fairly large established plants. So look at that Monstera deliciosa. So if you own a home and you want a large plant, you definitely want to go to Plant Keeper. They have a really good way of like delivering these plants. I've seen them take care of clients over the years. They're very knowledgeable, and they always make sure that you get all the care tips you get for the plant. Also, they vet out whether you have the right lighting conditions, care conditions, space before they really sell a plant. So they're not all about just selling you a bunch of plants and then just, you know, hoping that you'll be able to keep it alive. They truly care about the plant itself and the care. I remember having a conversation with Garen where he was talking about, you know, these Ficus lyrata take years, sometimes decades to grow. So it's not something like they want to just sell to somebody and say, hey, this is a huge Ficus lyrata. Here's, you know, $1,000 for it. You know, good luck. They really do vet out their, you know, the people that buy plants. Look at this beautiful variegated Marantha. I've actually been in the market for that as well. A bunch of Philodendron cordatums. I like the green form as well. I'm looking for a neon one, like a big neon hanging basket, but look at that grove of like Ficus lyrata. I keep talking about the Ficus lyrata because where do you see fully established mature trees like this? Like this is amazing. Absolutely stunning. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it again. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the tour so far. I'm just kind of rambling on all the different plants just because I've gotten some plant overload. Look at this Aglaonema Bernardine again. Gosh, I really want to get that Bernardine, but look at this Ficus lyrata. And you know what? There are no leaves dropping. They are super healthy. Like if I had a big house, I would definitely get a huge Ficus lyrata. I even see like plant influencers. They don't have huge Ficus lyrata like this. Like you've got to have a very special space to be able to grow something like this. Look at that. I think that's some kind of palm Correct me if I'm wrong. And then we have right over here on the left is a Ficus Audrey. I actually have a fairly established one growing in my yard. And then there's another Sansevieria sayuri. Look at the foliage of this Ficus Audrey. I bought one from Walmart about $5 about 3 years ago, and it's now about 4 feet tall. So it's growing for me. I just need to bring it inside because it's still growing in my back patio, and we have temperatures that get down to 35. I don't know why it's still alive, but you could take a look at some of these Philodendron Brazil, some more Monstera Adansonii. So they have a mixture of like mature established plants, common plants, or not common plants, easy to care plants, and some rare plants. Look at this Dracaena marginata colorama, beautiful. I love like the light hitting it, and you can see like the pink and red leaves. You can see on the far right, this tall one right over here is an Aurelia. And then on my previous video, I actually rescued a variegated Aurelia, but you can see once Aurelia established, they kind of grow like a tree. And then right over here, we have a Monstera blanchiatai. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this was a Monstera that I got that had like 3 leaves that I gave to Garen about 3 years ago, and he still has it growing on a pole. So I love seeing that. You can see the fenestrations are a little bit different than the average Monstera Adansonii, and it also has larger foliage. You can see there's another Monstera deliciosa. Hands down, Plant Keeper has the best Monstera deliciosas. If you want a mature one, you need to go over here. Some Birds of Paradise, and then here's another some type of like Monstera, and then we have some cute ponytail palms, and we have another Calathea lancifolia. I've been seeing Calathea lancifolias everywhere. I think that's my calling to get one, but I'm really afraid about adding too many Calatheas because I already know, just like alocasias, they're gorgeous, but their care requires a lot more care. They're a little bit more finicky. Now, this is really cool. Remember when global green pothos like 3 years ago was like a super rare plant, and now you can pretty much find them in big box stores? Have you ever seen a trailing global green pothos? Like, this is probably trailing 20 feet down from where it's hanging. So I'm gonna go walk up this little ladder right here, and you can see that it's still trailing, and we're gonna go to the very top, and you can see this is really cool. I've never seen like a trailing plant that was like 25 feet tall going down. That's awesome. Garen was just saying that he just grew it down there. We have like a string of hearts right over here that's trailing, and you can see another Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. That's awesome. I love how they have huge trees and like established trailing plants that are just trailing down like as if you were in a jungle. And you can see like if I'm at the very top of a tree and looking down at this, you know, jungle. And I wish I knew the plant ID for this plant, but look at how huge and massive that is looking down. So if you are actually looking at the view from where I am, it looks like you are looking at like an Amazon rainforest or some kind of like forest jungle. It is so much better in person, so much more massive in person. I highly recommend anybody that wants to see such huge plants to go to Plant Keeper. If you're in the DFW market, it's definitely worth your while. And look at this plant right here. Like, look at it. It is awesome. And if you know the plant ID, please leave it in the comments and let me know. But I just want to like bask in the glorious view I see of all of these beautiful tropical plants. Like, look at this one right over here. I don't know the plant ID. There are some more Hoyas. Like, this Hoya is just trailing down like 20 feet down. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and pan out right over here and just look at all of these other plants. Like, what are you guys thinking right here? Please leave it in the comments what you think of the plants you've seen so far. That's a cool Aurelia on the far left. And look at this massive plant. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's for sale. If it is for sale, it needs to go to a really good home or a really good establishment. We have some more Monstera deliciosa. Let me pan out over here. Like, look at how huge that is. That's absolutely stunning. And we have more plants right over here in this corner. This is a beautiful Philodendron squamiferum. Look at the fuzzy petioles. I have one Philodendron squamiferum growing in my collection, but this one is very lush. He has like 3 Philodendron squamiferum growing up a moss pole. We have a Pachira aquatica right over here. And then this is what you call a legitimate Epipremnum aureum enjoy. I don't really see a lot of those out anymore. There's a lot more like pearls and jade. This is a variegated Scheffleria. And then this is a really cool mature Syngonium. I'm assuming it is a Maria that's gotten a lot of light, but I'm not 100% sure. But look at how huge these leaves are. They are bigger than my hand. So that's really cool when it grows up a moss pole. Or at least the pole, look at that. That's huge. And it's absolutely beautiful. What else do we have over here? We have another Philodendron silver sword. This place has some awesome looking silver swords for sure. And then we have an established Rhaphidophora tetrasperma right over here growing on a pole. I like these feature plants that Garen has. I think those are his personal collections, but we can pan out and look at all of this right here. I highly encourage anybody that is in the Dallas market to take a look at Plant Keeper. This is a, not as well known of a plant shop and plant nursery, and I think it's because they don't really want to be aggressive about their advertisements, which I think is great because then you don't get all of these random people who don't know about plants coming over here. This is really a place for plant keepers. I really hope that you guys are enjoying just walking with me today, this morning, to look at Plant Keeper. Look at that Monstera deliciosa again. They have a lot of huge birds of paradise. The thing about birds of paradise, guys, is if you don't have a lot of sun, it's not going to do well. A lot of these tall Ficus lyrata as well, if you're tempted to get one, you have to really think about your care space, the space, the lighting conditions, and just making sure you don't have pests. Everywhere I've walked around here, all of their plants are full, lush, growing happily, and I don't see any pests. And it's really interesting that they use just natural predators to protect their plants from pests. I'm going to walk over here again just because the lighting is amazing at this Ficus triangularis. Look at how established it is, and it's not dropping its leaves. It is a full-on tree, just like what ficus plants are supposed to be. But you don't really see these types of plants grow this mature. Oftentimes plant collectors end up just killing it just because I feel like, and this includes me, I just didn't give it the right lighting conditions and plant care. So sometimes I feel like if you're going to collect plants but don't have the space, just go to a plant nursery like Plant Keeper. Just admire the plants. They're not going to go anywhere. They're always going to be there. There will always be plants for you to look at, and just enjoy the sheer beauty of this almost natural environment. Look at that Aurelia over here. It's a nice established one. I can't wait to see if my variegated Aurelia that I'm trying to rescue will grow that big. And then you saw that Philodendron silver sword. I'm very tempted to get a silver sword. I just don't know if I have the space for it. There's some cool orchids right over here. And then that Dracaena marginata colorama is really cool. And we have some colocasia right over here. Some type of cactus. And then I really like this Philodendron Thai imperial gold, some poinsettias, some bromeliads. So they just mix and match a lot of these plants, but they look great. This place is a lot more massive in person. I wish I could really capture the beauty of this plant nursery, but hopefully you guys are going to leave some comments and let me know what you guys think. If you plan to visit right here, look at this Alocasia regal shields, really beautiful right over there. And then we have some more Monstera deliciosas, some more Ficus lyrata. I want you guys to comment how many times I say Ficus lyrata in this video. I feel like I've been saying that Ficus lyrata all throughout this plant walking tour. And then you can see that there's this variegated type cactus. I like that. I don't have any cactus or succulents in my plant collection. Do you guys think I should add some? I just feel like I don't have the lighting conditions, and the fact that I'm an overwaterer, that may be a problem as well. But this space is very large. So if you just need a breath of fresh air, fresh greenery, come visit Plant Keeper in Dallas, Texas. You can just literally take the Dallas North Tollway if you're in North Dallas, or if you're traveling from the south, you can take the Dallas North Tollway and it'll get you directly. This is really close to the Bishop's Art District, so you can also check out those shops are really cute. And look at this Monstera Thai Constellation. I absolutely love it. I'm really hoping you guys enjoy this plant tour and this type of plant content where I just walk around and talk about plants, my thoughts, and I want to go ahead and revisit this awesome Epipremnum Aureum Global Green. Like, look at that variegation green on green. This is a little bit more sun stressed, so it's a less variegated in certain areas, but you know what? It is living its best life, and you can see that if you let a plant just grow, it can get this big. Yeah, this has been an amazing little walkthrough today. I'm super happy. It's really good for just my relaxation. I hope you guys have relaxed, and I hope you guys like the background music. I love the non-copyrighted music that's being provided for me by Balant and some other amazing artists. Let me know what you guys think of the background music. I feel like it gives it a nice little vibe, and we're just gonna walk over here. I'm really liking that Dracaena marginata. Colorama. I might actually add a Dracaena since they don't require as much light, or at least that's what I'm told. And then we have another Philodendron silver sword. Like, if I'm going to pick up one, I want this big established one. I just don't know if I have the space for it. So I am about to end this plant walk tour. Look at this Epipremnum amiplicimum. I think I pronounced it incorrectly, but that's a really cool one in a hanging basket. I haven't seen one in a hanging basket. And some kind of philodendron right over here. I don't know if it's a red Congo. Somebody please leave the comments, but I am about to end this plant walking tour. So if you guys like this video and my content, please like, comment, subscribe, share my channel, Grow Folds. And if you end up visiting Plant Keeper, please tell Garen that Richie of Grow Folds sent you here, and hopefully you enjoy this space. I'll see you on the next one. There's a part 2.